First Alert Weather Extra. After a dose of springtime today, wet and chilly weather is on the horizon again this weekend. We're on your side with how much rain we're expecting coming up.
And we bring you an extra weather look as we take you around the country and world at the different weather phenomena.
Plus, the heartwarming story behind finding a precious memory after a devastating tornado tore through Iowa more than 15 years ago.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra on this Friday evening, joined with my friend, meteorologist Tania Michelle.
Yes.
Lauren, by the way, I forgot to mention that part.
Yeah, yes. Welcome in, everyone. We are so excited for you to be joining us today. We've got a lot to talk about. Well,
we do.
Yeah.
Granted, we do, maybe not necessarily around here.
Exactly.
Yes. We do have a couple of rodents who wanted to come for our jobs today. But that's okay.
Those groundhogs.
They're cute. Well, let them get past it. You know, the groundhogs, the possums. They're cute, though.
They are cute. And I think we've had some mixed feelings on what we're getting. Winter, spring.
Right.
Groundhog up north said one thing, ours said another. Yeah. What is it looking like? What's the next big thing, Lauren?
Well, you know, I'll say to me, it feels dry out going into next week. So with this system that is developing off to our west, as we actually look towards the Gulf Coast, we're talking the western Gulf Coast, there is actually the severe potential as we go into tomorrow. Now for us, it's going to be too cold to feature that severe potential, but you can see along the Gulf Coast from Houston over to New Orleans, there is that potential for some strong to severe storms. By the time this system gets to us, there's not going to be a severe threat, but there is this area of low pressure that is going to be spreading that rain and all of that moisture towards us. Now, when we look at low pressure in the northern hemisphere, air circulates counterclockwise around that. So we're going to be having these easterly winds on the northeast side of that low, and those easterly winds are going to be pretty breezy. We're talking gusts up to 25-30 miles per hour. So this is going to allow some moisture to come in from the Gulf and the Atlantic, and that's what's going to be feeding the wet weather for us throughout the day on Sunday. And basically, we've got this area of low pressure at the surface, but there's also an upper level low associated with it higher up in the atmosphere, and it's going to get cut off from the upper level flow, the jet stream. So it's basically just going to be spinning over our area all day Sunday, which is why we've got that wet weather, not just Sunday morning, not just afternoon, but evening, possibly even into Monday morning as well. So as we break it down, we are dry to start, even some sunshine to start tomorrow morning. Not too upset about that, but there is that possibility of a cold rain on Sunday throughout the day before we see that quieter weather through the middle of next week. But Tania and I were talking about it earlier. We all know today is Groundhog Day. We brought you the story earlier this week of our buddy Sand Mountain Sam, the possum who predicts the weather. And today he brought some good news for everyone who is tired of freezing weather like me. Our Jillian Brooks was there when Sam came out of the barrel this morning, and she has more on his prediction.
Sand Mountain Sam came out of his barrel, did not see his shadow, and predicted an early spring for Alabama.
He has seen no shadow because the sky is gray, which means spring is soon on its way. Yes, early spring.
Sam was all smiles afterwards. At least I think that's what a possum looks like when they're smiling. This is the 10th consecutive year that Sand Mountain Sam has predicted an early spring. Of the 31 years that Sam has been predicting the weather, Sam has only missed 1 year. People came from all over this morning to see the entertainment and hear from Sam. We spoke to a man earlier who was new to Sardis City, but thrilled to be here.
This level of redneckery is rarely achieved, and I had to witness it for myself. This is amazing. I've been like a little kid all week, excited, waiting to see it.
In the South, we don't trust a groundhog to predict our upcoming spring. We put all of our faith in a possum.
Now, Sam's prediction this year matches up with Punxsutawney Phil, so we'll just have to wait over the next 6 weeks to see if he was correct. Reporting in Sardis City, I'm Jillian Brooks at WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
What a fun assignment, full of redneckery. Though Sand Mountain Sam predicted an early spring, some of us could see a cool down later this month. Even though NOAA's seasonal forecast for the month has shown that states up north could see above average temperatures, some models are confident that cooler weather could still be possible. This is due to what's called the Arctic Oscillation going into a negative phase. This is a teleconnection, and it's when Arctic air moves from the poles into the northern U.S., which is key for winter weather.
And we're not the only ones, Lauren, seeing beautiful skies this week. Sunshine is in store for many cities that have experienced overcast skies for the past week and most of January, like Buffalo, New York, up first with their first sunny sky in over 31 days, meaning they've had a cloudy day every single day in January. Cleveland, Ohio is next with over 25 days of overcast skies. Yeah, thankfully we are not there, but let's head around the world, right? A red alert has been declared in Chile by the National Disaster Prevention and Response Center due to wildfires across the area. So far, it's been estimated that over 3,400 acres have been burned in the La Estrella and Navidad, there we go, Navidad regions. And according to city officials, even though the fire is contained in several areas, it hasn't been completely controlled. The wildfires have affected at least 27 homes so far. And in 30 seconds, we have a fun segment that talks about the weather facts and weather myths. We'll be right back here on First Alert Weather Extra. Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Tania Michelle. We're taking a look at this beautiful, quiet Friday evening out here in the Brookwood Baptist Medical Center on our First Alert Sky Vision. Temperatures in the upper 50s. It's quiet and people are out and about, hopefully enjoying themselves. We're going to stay dry for the rest of your Friday. Take a look at that hour-by-hour forecast. If you're heading out the door, of course, it's not sunny out there right now, but we're going to continue to see that sunset around 6 p.m. Temperatures in the upper 50s, 10 p.m. low 50s, upper 40s around 2 a.m. So a chilly start to your Saturday morning, but rebounding by Saturday afternoon. Also looking at some rain chances. We'll talk more about that rain chance for your Saturday later in Lauren's full forecast, but here's a quick look at that morning. As you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, lots of sunshine and dry conditions before that rain heads our way by your Saturday evening. All right, well, Lauren.
Thanks, Tania. Well, with Severe Weather Awareness Week for Alabama on the way, Tania decided to play a fun game talking about the myths and facts behind severe weather. Here's our friend Gerald Satterwhite at the National Weather Service in Birmingham with those answers.
Highway and interstate overpasses are safe shelters against a tornado, myth or fact?
That is going to be a myth for sure.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, sheltering under overpasses and bridges, not a good idea because wind can accelerate under those, called the Bernoulli effect, and that wind can bring debris with it, so really recommend you be inside a sturdy structure.
The next one, opening the windows in an attempt to equalize pressure will have no effect. It is the violent winds and debris that cause most structural damage. Fact or myth?
That is a fact. Yeah, decades ago, someone came up with the idea we should open the windows to equalize the pressure, but if the tornado's coming, it's gonna open the windows for you. So just go ahead and take shelter.
Next one, it's not raining here and skies above me are clear, therefore I'm safe from the lightning.
Ooh, that is gonna be a myth. Lightning can strike as many as 10 to 15 miles away from a storm. So don't wait for the raindrops to start hitting you. If you hear that thunder or see that flash of lightning nearby, head inside.
Flash floods only occur along flowing streams.
Ooh, that is going to be a myth. Anywhere we get those downpours from stationary or slow-moving thunderstorms, you can have flooding along riverways, or waterways, excuse me, in urban areas, cities, out in rural areas. So pretty much anywhere those conditions come together, you get flooding.
Last one, large and heavy vehicles such as SUVs and pickups are safe to drive through flooded waters.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of videos of that, right, in the city. That is definitely a myth. People underestimate the power of flowing water. So even just a few inches or a foot can dislodge vans, large SUVs. So if you see that flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown.
Thank you.
Oh, that was great. I miss Gerald being here in the studio, but thanks for breaking it down for us, Jania and Gerald. Still ahead on First Alert Weather Extra, we bring you updates on the weekend weather, a little bit of everything, a mixed bag, and then the possibility of more spring-like conditions. We'll be right back. Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Even though it's beginning to cool down tonight, honestly not too bad for early February. We've got temperatures widespread in the 50s for most of us. There are still some spots holding on to the 60s, 63 in Centerville, 65 in Utah, but down to 59 in Tuscaloosa, even down to 48 in Jasper. So we've got a mostly clear sky. It's going to be getting colder for tonight, but we still expect to warm up for tomorrow before our next big thing, that rainmaker moving in. So as we look at First Alert AccuTrack tonight, still pretty quiet. We've had high pressure in control of the weather pattern, and so that's been keeping things nice, quiet, pleasant, and boring. But as we look off to our west, our next big thing is that disturbance developing, that frontal system that is going to be moving our way, an area of low pressure developing along it, and that's going to be bringing some rainy and windy conditions as we get into your Sunday. So for tomorrow, most of the day will be dry, but here we are tomorrow at lunchtime seeing seeing cloud cover beginning to increase across central Alabama. And then here comes that rain spreading north and eastward throughout the evening. Now, Saturday at 6 o'clock, we're talking possibly just a few showers across West Alabama. I still think by 6 o'clock Saturday evening, any rain should still be well west of I-65. But by midnight, we begin to see wetter weather moving in to that I-65 corridor, and then it just spreads north and east through Sunday morning. So some of this rain could be heavy at times. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a deluge all day long, but it is likely going to be raining all day long. So sometimes we're like, oh, it's going to be raining, but it's not going to be a washout. Sunday will probably be a washout, let's be honest. So wet weather, and you'll notice too, here we are at lunchtime on Sunday. Today at lunchtime, we were well into the 60s. So you shave about 20 degrees off of that, and that's where we're going to be on Sunday at lunchtime. So it's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, it's going to be breezy. Perfect excuse to stay indoors, not do anything, and maybe, like I plan to do, take a nap. Let's look at how much rainfall we're expecting. Well, through Monday, because we could see some lingering showers early Monday morning, possibly an inch to an inch and a half of rain. Very, very beneficial. So we'll start off the weekend with some sunshine, but it's definitely going to be cloudy, gloomy on Sunday. Notice though, as we get into next week, we begin to see some more dry sunshine in the forecast. So if you enjoyed the weather today, there will be more eventually on the way for next week. So you'll notice next week, temperatures look slightly above average, drier, and slightly more seasonable. So we love a boring forecast, but on that note, we want to bring in meteorologist Tania Michelle. Tania, what's it looking like beyond the 7-day? Can we expect some boring weather?
Well, it's on some days, but it looks like we'll have some showers in the mix in between 8 to 14 days out from now, but definitely looking at more above average temperatures, Lauren. So if people were waiting for that longer winter, I don't know. I don't think you're going to be getting it. It looks like we might be having an early spring, at least spring-like. So let's talk about what we're expecting beyond the 7-day. This is our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Notice that more than half of the United States is going to see above average temperatures, excluding maybe some portions to the west. We're looking at Nevada down towards New Mexico and even Arizona and portions of California with below average temperatures. But for here at home, especially across the state of Alabama, looking at above average temperatures being possible. This is between February 10th through the 16th. As far as our potential lows, 6 to 15 days out from now, that's February 8th through February 17th, we could be still seeing above average low temperatures. Maybe some days peaking right below average, possibly way into, this is really about after Valentine's Day, maybe about February the 16th on Friday. Temperatures there overnight down into the 20s, so a light freeze, but on average staying above our average low temperature. As far as potential highs, notice that most of our potential highs are above average as well. Our average is around 56 degrees. Our temperatures are going to be staying in the 60s and maybe even low 70s by a Monday. That's Monday of the following week, not this upcoming one, but the following after that. So not looking too bad in terms of our conditions for those of you who want some warmer weather in our forecast. If you want to stay dry, I don't know if I can promise that for you though. Our 8 to 14 day rainfall outlook, February 10th through the 16th, is showing that we could see above average rainfall here across Alabama. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to get rid of those umbrellas and those rain jackets just yet. Let's talk about when we can possibly see some rain in our forecast. Now, of course, this is still several days out, so this can and possibly will change, but we're looking at some showers around for February the 9th. And then we've got some dry conditions and maybe just some very, very light rain being possible by around February the 10th, with some more wet weather building in just before Valentine's Day, February the 12th, with more widespread activity. We might see some more rain in days ahead of that. Not looking like rain on Valentine's Day for those of you who have plans, but maybe the 16th before we dry up again after that. So yeah. Some wet weather in the forecast, looking at above average rainfall, but also above average temperatures. But it's been nearly 16 years since an EF5 tornado devastated the town of Parkersburg, Iowa. But one family just found out that a priceless piece of their history was safe and sound after they thought it was lost to the storm. Nick Wega has more on this emotional reunion.
We got leaking gas. We got to get out of here.
They are some of the sights and sounds those of us that covered the tornado will never forget.
We're talking massive destruction, flattened houses. I'm very serious. They need to get here and shut down this area.
It was here along Highway 14 in Parkersburg. The tornado did some of its worst damage, wiping all of these homes clear off their foundation, taking several lives and destroying irreplaceable memories.
My parents' wedding picture.
That picture was at Marcia's daughter's home on Highway 14. No one was home when the storm hit, but when they arrived shortly after, they found nothing left.
And we sat there and just, it was devastating.
The long road to recovery now long since completed, Marcia's daughter, Hope, was surprised last week when two familiar faces popped up on the city's Facebook page.
So we had thousands of artifacts, thousands of pictures, thousands of different things that we deemed that had value still. So over the course of the last 16 years, it really dwindled down.
But one picture stood out to Chris.
Let's just try it. Let's just take a shot in the dark and see if anybody claims it.
So this post went up on Facebook. Does anyone recognize this couple? One of the many unclaimed tornado items over the years. A little more than 15 minutes later, Hope Tompkins, Marcia Mull's daughter, responded, immediately recognizing her grandparents. Marcia is still overcome with emotion, reunited with her parents, including a father who fought in World War II, including taking part in the D-Day invasion at Normandy.
What does it mean for you to have this back after all this time?
Oh, it means remembering things, that from my mom and dad, stuff that we
Chris, who lost his aunt to the tornado, says it is important for the community to remember and celebrate moments like this.
And we've had so many good stories in the last 16 years come out. It's just awesome to reflect on what that picture meant, but then to see the excitement and the joy in the family that got it back. It's pretty cool.
I wonder who it's for. Who it's for.
Arms. No, we're not using the floor. We're gonna stand up. Oh.
No, Tania will be. I will not.
Nothing. Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. I got my weather sister here.
Yep.
Are you ready to do a weather workout?
You know, I don't know, but you got your workout clothes on, and Tania always has the best workout fit. So I'm like, all right, well, if she looks cute doing it, then maybe I'll listen to her.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, so I do want to let everyone know and remind everyone that it is Heart Month. So if you've noticed, today was where everyone were wearing red.
Yes.
For National Wear Red Day. In honor and awareness for heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and all of that, Lauren.
Right.
So one of the best ways that people can stay healthy and fit is to work out, right?
Exactly.
A little bit of physical activity each day. So we got some weights here, Lauren. Pick up your 15-pound dumbbell.
And I have not had my workout yet today.
Okay, so this counts.
Let's see. We're going to do a squat. Make sure the feet, okay.
All right.
This is 15
I know.
pounds.
It's 15
okay,
pounds.
what are we
only
doing?
need one. We're gonna start with just some arm exercises.
Okay.
So we're gonna take this dumbbell and just kind of do a little.
Oh, so we're getting the biceps in.
There you go.
Now, I'm using a 5-pound weight.
Oh, but you look strong today,
So
girl.
really, oh, thanks. Just
You look
flexing,
strong.
flexing. I'm feeling strong.
So at the gym, Lauren, how many sets do you typically do? You heard that elbow pop?
Oh yeah. Oh, I did. I didn't know what that was.
Maybe I'm a little
just want
ancient
something crunch.
today.
You know, it's ancient. Please. Yeah. So
How many
I
reps?
typically go to workout classes.
Gotcha.
So we'll
Just
do it
follow
to
along.
a song, which is about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, let's say on average. So yeah, and you break it down by different body parts. What about you? Because you say you do a pretty efficient workout, right?
So yes, quick and effective. We're talking like four sets of like 12 reps.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's
And
nice.
sometimes 5 sets. So it just depends on the weight. But I do like to do some arm workouts using a dumbbell because it's just like, I don't know, it's easy. You can also do this at home. These are things that you can do as an at-home workout. You don't have to go to the gym.
Exactly.
Just a little bit of physical activity. So something else that people use with their dumbbells is they'll do like the, I call them like deadlifts.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's with the
deadlift. Yes.
dumbbell.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go down, and you squeeze your glutes, and you just come
yeah.
up. Squeeze those glutes, girl.
Ooh,
Yeah, let's do
they
another
were
one.
squeezing. They
Go
were
down.
squeezing.
Hi, guys. Come up. Squeeze those glutes.
Okay.
Bam.
Yep.
That's another one. And then you can do some cardio using your dumbbells as well. If you add more reps, it works. So a little physical activity each day.
Now,
that's
I don't
all it
mind
takes.
lifting. The cardio, though, that's good for your heart, though, right?
It is. It's good for your heart.
Well, thank you, Tania. She's a great workout partner, great motivator, and we hope this will inspire you to take care of your heart this month.
Absolutely. Well, hope you enjoyed Weather Extra. Of course, we'll be back next Monday. We hope you all have a safe and wonderful Friday evening.